Decoding the Profound Wisdom of Zhuangzi. If Laozi is the founding figure of Taoism, then Zhuangzi is the one who breathes life into Laozi's ideas, applying them to every facet of human experience. While Laozi's Tao Te Ching offers profound insights in a concise and cryptic style, Zhuangzi's work, simply titled Zhuangzi, captivates with its literary brilliance. It transforms complex Taoist philosophies into vivid narratives through myths, parables, and legends, imbuing Taoism with a deeply human touch. This unique approach has earned Zhuangzi the reputation of being the literature of philosophy and the philosophy of literature. Today we'll be exploring the core wisdom of Zhuangzi. Though he lived over 2,000 years ago, Zhuangzi embodied a remarkably modern spirit. He believed that a person's ultimate life pursuit should center on three things. First, a vibrant and playful soul. Second, a spirit that longs for freedom. And third, a realm that transcends material pursuits. For nearly every dilemma we face, Zhuangzi offers timeless wisdom. In this exploration we'll dive into the three facets of life he cherished, uncovering how to embrace the free-spirited joy he celebrates in the free and easy wandering Xiaoyaoyu, and learning how to live a truly fulfilling life. If this resonates with you, please subscribe and click the bell icon for more inspiring content. 1. Be an interesting person, rediscovering the fascinating soul. A beautiful face is common, but a fascinating soul is one in a million. This saying echoes Zhuangzi's wisdom, which suggests that physical beauty is merely surface, not the essence of a person. Zhuangzi often admired those who, despite unconventional appearances, had a wealth of inner character. Some of these individuals had visible physical differences, missing limbs, fingers, or marked deformities, but possessed inner resilience and spirit. In the human world, Zhuangzi describes Zhi Li Shu, a man with such an unusual form that he seemed almost otherworldly. Despite his appearance, Zhi Li Shu supported a family of 10 by sifting rice. Though physically limited, he was far from a burden. Instead, he was his family's provider. In another story, Zhuangzi tells of Aitaita, a man so unconventional in appearance that people recoiled at first sight. Without wealth, power, or status, Aitaita possessed a charisma so profound that everyone who met him admired him. Duke Ai, the ruler of the state of Lu, was so captivated by Aitaita that he considered sharing his kingdom with him. Unlike Zhi Li Shu, who quietly provided for his family, Aitaita attracted devoted admirers, proving that genuine presence could overshadow appearance. For Zhuangzi, these men, though outwardly different, exemplified a wholeness of spirit and character. These stories show Zhuangzi's belief in the supremacy of spirit over form. French author Marguerite Duras shared this view. Her novel The Lover, which won the Prix Goncourt, reflects her life, lived unbound by conventional standards. In her 60s, she inspired the love of a man nearly 40 years younger, who found her weathered face more captivating than her youthful one. Duras's presence, marked by freedom and raw honesty, transcended age and beauty, embodying the timeless appeal of authenticity. Both Zhuangzi and Duras held that a person's true essence is found in their inner spirit, not their appearance. As Laozi said, the Tao follows its nature. Pretending to be something we're not stifles our authentic charm. When we embrace our true nature, we become animated, alive, and genuinely interesting. For Zhuangzi, to be animated was to flow with life's rhythms, unburdened by rigid conventions, while to be interesting meant expressing our genuine selves, our emotions and passions. This authenticity allows for sincere connections, like the natural ease between a child and an elderly man collecting recyclables. Such simplicity and truth, cherished in Taoism, create a profound equality that endears us to others. So, how do we live authentically? Zhuangzi argued that to do so, we must liberate ourselves from the shackles of a singular standard of perfection. In his thought-provoking story The Three Questions, the wise hermit Wang Nei challenges the rigidity of universal norms. When asked if there is one correct way for the world to be, he counters with a compelling question. Would a fish experience back pain from sleeping in a wet place as a human would? Through this dialogue, Zhuangzi invites us to abandon rigid conceptions and embrace the diverse qualities that define each being and experience. True fulfillment, according to Zhuangzi, lies in nurturing what we genuinely love and find meaningful. However, many students today find themselves trapped in the expectations of others, parents or teachers, choosing fields based on perceived job security or financial gain. In this pursuit, they often sacrifice their passions, dedicating years to careers that fail to ignite their spirits. Even institutions like Harvard University, symbols of success, could not contain visionaries like Mark Zuckerberg or Bill Gates, who ultimately departed to follow their true callings in creating Facebook and Microsoft. Their journeys exemplify that success is not merely a product of prestige or societal approval but rather the result of inner conviction and the courage to forge one's path. Zhuangzi's wisdom serves as a poignant reminder that life does not adhere to a single roadmap or standard. Instead, fulfillment emerges from the deep exploration of what we truly value and the boldness to live according to those values. It's about seeking authenticity amidst a cacophony of external expectations and societal pressures. In our quest for authenticity, we must ask ourselves, what ignites our passions? What resonates with our innermost selves? When we courageously pursue these inquiries, we align ourselves with a path that is uniquely ours, enriching not only our lives but also the lives of those around us. By embracing the fluidity of our journeys and acknowledging the beauty in our individuality, we can truly embody the essence of Zhuangzi's teachings, living a life that is both meaningful and profoundly fulfilling. 2. Cultivating a free spirit and a vibrant, playful soul. To lead a fulfilling life, we must cultivate a vibrant and playful soul. This pursuit is not merely a personal journey, it's a fundamental aspect of human existence that Zhuangzi ardently champions. He shares numerous stories that illuminate the quest for freedom, emphasizing that true vibrancy and engagement in life arise only when we liberate ourselves from constraints. One compelling example is Zhuangzi's tale of the wild chicken, known as Zhe. He observes, the wild chicken takes 10 steps to peck and 100 steps to drink, yet it refuses to be confined in a cage waiting to be fed. Despite the effort required to find sustenance, this bird values its freedom above all else. If even the humble bird can prioritize its liberty, how much more should we, as human beings, cherish our inherent desire for freedom? From childhood, we are imbued with a natural longing for autonomy, yet as we mature, societal constraints, imposed by family, culture, and tradition, often shackle our spirits, causing us to forget this primal desire. Achieving mental and spiritual freedom is a formidable challenge, particularly in a world rife with comparison. Many individuals fall into the trap of measuring themselves against others, be it in terms of physical appearance, wealth, status, or the accomplishments of their children. Such comparisons lead not only to feelings of inadequacy but, more importantly, to a profound disconnection from our authentic selves. In the essay Pianmeng from Zhuangzi, he describes individuals who stand out due to their unconventional appearances. Zhuangzi reminds us that external differences are not frightening. Rather, what is truly daunting is a mind cluttered with societal norms and standards. When we fail to meet these arbitrary criteria, we experience anxiety. When we succeed, we risk falling into vanity. The challenge lies in our willingness to accept and embrace the uniqueness of every individual. A poignant contemporary example is a young woman who began undergoing plastic surgery at 14, spending over $500,000 in pursuit of what she termed a house on her face. When interviewed, she candidly admitted that the desire for surgery can become addictive. Each time someone pointed out a flaw, she felt compelled to seek further alteration in her quest for perfection. This relentless pursuit of external validation illustrates the cruelty of surrendering one's self-worth to others' beauty standards. The societal belief that keeping up with the Joneses can lead to immense pressure, dictating what is deemed beautiful or ugly, ultimately diminishes the distinctiveness and value of each individual. So, how can we break free from these comparisons and regain control over our lives? The first step is to liberate ourselves from the measuring sticks of others, cultivating inner strength to distinguish what is internal from what is external. We must recognize that the worth of life is not contingent upon our appearance or the approval of others but rather on our ability to live authentically and true to ourselves. Life itself deserves respect and love, regardless of our looks or possessions. Taoism teaches us that the Tao follows its nature. Embracing this philosophy, we realize that we can only progress in life by acting in harmony with our true selves. Sustaining motivation in our pursuits requires us to be genuine and to follow our deepest passions. When we align our actions with our authentic desires, we can soar higher and further, much like the great Peng bird depicted in Zhuangzi's writings. Consider the lives of Laozi and Zhuangzi. Laozi's retreat through the paths of Hangu and Zhuangzi's choice to write, even amid material struggles, may have appeared as failures in the eyes of some. Yet their hearts remained steadfast and free. Zhuangzi eloquently states, "If the whole world praises you, it does not necessarily mean you are right. If the whole world criticizes you, it does not mean you are wrong. What truly matters is whether you have clarity within yourself." Secondly, we must relinquish the tendency to impose our own standards on others. This can be even more challenging because we often feel judged by societal expectations. However, we may not always recognize when we are measuring others against our criteria. Zhuangzi's phrase from Qi Wu Luan, "The strange and bizarre are united by the Tao," serves as a profound insight. The myriad forms of existence, whether they are extraordinary or grotesque, are all interconnected at the level of the Tao. From this perspective, external differences become superficial, revealing the fundamental equality of all human beings. Treating others with equality regardless of language, skin color, or nationality is essential to fostering understanding. Our perspective shapes how we perceive these differences. When we fly in an airplane, for instance, we witness buildings below shrinking, ultimately fading into mere specks against the vast sky. In that moment, the distinctions that once seemed so significant become irrelevant. Viewing life through the lens of the Tao allows us to adopt a broader and more long-term perspective. Zhuangzi's teachings in Qi Wu Luan also emphasize the concept of equality. The term Qi signifies equalizing, a philosophy that can be encapsulated by notions like equalizing right and wrong, equalizing self and others, equalizing beauty and ugliness, and equalizing life and death. By gradually transcending these layers of comparison, we cultivate a greater capacity for empathy and compassion toward the world around us. A vivid illustration of Zhuangzi's philosophy can be found in the story of Butcher Ding, which exemplifies the art of navigating life with grace and skill. Butcher Ding was renowned for his extraordinary ability to butcher oxen with remarkable precision. When asked by King Hui of Liang how he had become so skilled, Ding shared an insightful perspective. "I follow the natural patterns of the ox." He explained that his technique involved observing the inherent structure of the animal, working with the natural contours of its body rather than forcing his will upon it. Ding emphasized that, with experience, he had honed his sensitivity to the ox's anatomy, allowing his blade to glide effortlessly along its natural divisions. As he skillfully wielded his knife, he remarked that his blade, despite years of use, remained as sharp as ever. This metaphor extends beyond the act of butchering. It illustrates the broader principle of engaging with life's challenges in a harmonious and natural way. In this context, the ox symbolizes the complexities and obstacles of society that require us to discern and navigate carefully. We should avoid those aspects that threaten our true nature. Just as a skilled butcher wields a knife with finesse, we must approach life's challenges with a gentle touch. If we are quick to confront and argue, we often find ourselves achieving little and alienating those around us. If we can engage with life's challenges as Butcher Ding does, with finesse and sensitivity, our skills will shine, allowing us to navigate complexities with ease. Abandoning preconceived notions enables us to move through the world more fluidly and effectively, transforming potential obstacles into opportunities for growth. 3. Beyond material pursuits. Finding meaning in the transcendent realm. In our quest for spiritual freedom, we often confront numerous obstacles, among which a strong inclination towards utilitarianism stands out. For instance, many students, when faced with the choice of a major, frequently ask, "Is this field easy to graduate in?" Their focus is not on discovering their own Tao or cultivating genuine interest in the subject matter. Instead, they are primarily concerned with simply obtaining a diploma. This utilitarian mindset permeates our lives. We earn money to buy homes and cars and to raise children, only to encourage the next generation to follow the same pattern. Earn money, buy houses, and start families. Yet, have we paused to consider that the challenges facing today's youth will be vastly different from those we encounter? Yuval Noah Harari, a notable scholar and history professor at Oxford University, offers a thought-provoking perspective in his acclaimed book, Homo Deus. He argues that in the future only 1% of the population may evolve biologically into a new species, leaving the remaining 99% at risk of becoming obsolete. Many find this viewpoint disheartening, feeling as though their sense of purpose has been irrevocably shattered. In the face of such existential dilemmas, Zhuangzi offers a remedy through the concept of the great usefulness of the useless. He shares the story of a tree known as the chamomile tree. Zhuangzi's friend Huizi remarks on the tree's unattractiveness. Its trunk is crooked, uneven, and does not conform to conventional standards. Craftsmen overlook it, deeming it worthless for practical use. When Huizi inquires about how to evaluate this tree, he reveals a quintessentially utilitarian mindset, measuring its worth by practical value. While a straight tree may serve as timber for beams or furniture, Zhuangzi perceives the chamomile tree differently. He imagines it growing in a vast, open field, where people can leisurely stroll or rest in its shade, safe from the threat of being cut down. This seemingly useless tree, in its inconspicuousness, preserves its existence while providing tranquility and shade to all who encounter it. Zhuangzi's perspective, articulated during a time of societal turmoil, underscores the importance of self-preservation through authenticity. His exaggerated portrayal of the chamomile tree serves to liberate us from narrow, utilitarian thinking, transforming our relationship with the external world and encouraging us to value what simply exists for the joy it brings. A real-world example that resonates with Zhuangzi's philosophy is the inspiring story of Gillian Lynne, a renowned British choreographer celebrated for her direction of iconic productions such as Cats and The Phantom of the Opera. Few would suspect that she struggled in school, where teachers labeled her as having a learning disorder, believing she was hyperactive and unable to concentrate. Fortunately, her mother sought the help of a specialized doctor, who, through careful observation, concluded that Gillian was not ill but rather a dance prodigy, possessing extraordinary talent. Lynne eventually joined the Royal Ballet and became an accomplished dancer, exemplifying Zhuangzi's concept of the chamomile tree. While Huizi might dismiss her as useless due to her struggles in a traditional educational setting, Zhuangzi recognizes her exceptional potential and the unique contributions she brings to the world. This insightful doctor, who saw Gillian's intrinsic value, embodies the Taoist wisdom of looking beyond the superficial. Just as a blind person touching an elephant cannot grasp its entirety, only a broader perspective can reveal the full picture of an individual's worth. Despite their cultural differences, this doctor mirrors the essence of Taoist insight, illustrating how interconnectedness and the notion of the Tao as one allow for deeper understanding and acceptance of individuality. In a world often obsessed with conventional standards, Zhuangzi encourages us to embrace the beauty of diversity and the profound significance of living authentically. 4. Achieving Zhuangzi's great freedom and the realm of true leisure. Having grasped the profound concept of the usefulness of the useless, we are now poised to embark on a transformative journey toward Zhuangzi's vision of great freedom and authentic leisure. The opening of Zhuangzi's Xiaoyaoyu, True Leisure, presents a captivating and poetic narrative about a colossal fish named Kuan that undergoes a remarkable transformation into a majestic bird known as Peng. Zhuangzi describes the Kuan as a creature of unimaginable size. In the northern sea, there is a fish called Kuan. The Kuan is so vast that no one knows its dimensions, which are likely thousands of miles. Living within the confines of the northern sea, the Kuan eventually feels a deep sense of limitation and restlessness, compelling it to transform into the Peng, a symbol of freedom and aspiration. The notion of transformation is paramount in this narrative. When we find ourselves ensnared by life's constraints, it becomes essential to embrace change. Just as the Kuan can metamorphose into the Peng, we too possess the potential to transcend our limitations and elevate our spirits. This transformation demands more than mere desire. It requires a blend of accumulated experiences, courage, a profound shift in perspective, and importantly, the fortuitous alignment of circumstances. The phrase, when the sea currents allow, it will migrate to the southern sea, encapsulates this idea, emphasizing that transformation occurs at the opportune moment when the right conditions converge. In such moments, individuals can transcend the ordinary and attain a state of true leisure, xiaoyao. However, the journey of inner change rests solely upon ourselves. Is this transformation challenging? Yes, but it can also be deceptively simple. Once we shift our beliefs and genuinely embrace the philosophy of the Tao, we unlock the door to profound transformation. Like the mighty Peng, we can rise and soar toward our personal southern sea, representing our ultimate aspirations and dreams. Zhuangzi articulates this beautifully when he states, "The wild horse, the dust, and the breath of living beings all blow together." This poignant imagery suggests that our perception of the world can radically shift, revealing a vast and interconnected existence. Embracing this new perspective invites us into a broader, timeless realm of freedom, one that is filled with infinite possibilities and profound joy. Thank you for joining us in this exploration today. This concludes our interpretation of Zhuangzi's teachings. If you have your own insights or reflections on Zhuangzi and Taoist philosophy, we warmly encourage you to share them in the comments. If you found this discussion enriching, please share it with your family and friends. We look forward to seeing you next time.